A bunch of you are really getting on my nerves about all this Encanto shit and drama. And I'm gonna say it like the hate that so many people have for Abuela is so fucking awful. And it's pretty unwarranted. It's really funny because, like, it's really funny because I have never seen this much hate for an antagonist of a Disney movie before, and I barely even call Abuela an antagonist. It's really, like, I feel like, you know, the same people that be like, Abuela needs to die are the same people that have complete empathy for people like Maleficent. You know what I mean? There's people literally comparing her to fucking Mother Gothel, which is absolutely disgusting. Because, you know, one of them, you know, has some issues to work out and some past trauma, and the other one is a psychopath who is not even a mother and kidnapped the child that is in her custody and is a fucking murderer. You know, sometimes I wonder, like, the fervor with which people are hating on Abuela right now, and I hate to bring it back to this, but it just keeps on coming back to it. Fucking racism, man. Like, I just really think that it's easier for you guys, it's easier for people to, or white people particularly, because this is where I see most of these coming from, these criticism coming from. It's easier to hate on a character of color because you guys have a scientific proven lack of empathy for people that look less like you. That is a scientific fucking fact. And as liberal and leftist and progressive as you think you are, if you're white, you're still gonna do white shit. And this is getting the fuck out of hand. Because I don't see you guys going after King Triton. I don't see you guys going after, I don't know, Aunt Anna and Elsa's parents. That never came up. Fuck it, Maleficent, we all forgive Maleficent. We're all good with Maleficent. Maleficent literally put a fucking curse on this girl. That's, again, not her daughter. We feel empathy for her, though, but we don't feel empathy for an immigrant, for a refugee mother who saw her husband get hacked to pieces in front of her on the same day that she gave birth to their triplets when they're trying to escape their home. And then, because of her grief and the sacrifice of her husband, they're blessed with this miracle, with this huge house, with this sanctuary. And because she's the one blessed with it, she is burdened with responsibility for all these people that are following her, all of these other fucking refugees that are with her. She's burdened with that leadership and responsibility at a time where she is not fucking ready. She's not ready for that. You see her sitting in that fucking house looking at her babies. Those babies are probably the only reason that she has to live right now, because she just saw the love of her life die. And she has no therapy. She has no way to get past that trauma. And so she just he just does the fucking stiff upper lip, and she's like, let's fucking do this, and resolves that this is never gonna fucking happen again. She never wants this horror to happen to her family ever again. And because she never gets to heal and that anxiety carries over, she does end up acting in harmful ways towards her family. How in the absolute fucking fuck can you compare that woman to Mother Gothel? Who, by the way, you guys absolutely love romanticize and love singing her songs. And you think that Mother Gothel is some of you think Mother Gothel is so fucking hilarious. Like, such a hilarious villain. She's a fucking gaslighting cunt. And you're gonna compare her to Abuela? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And then, of course, there's all the, oh my gosh. Maybe, no, actually, no, that's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother video. I'm just going to stick with this. I'm just going to stick with this fucking thesis. Sometimes I think that it is, you guys find it easier to rag on characters of color than others. And it's really frustrating because this movie was meant to be a movie that's a lesson about healing and accountability, not forgiveness. Not necessarily forgiveness. Not necessarily forgiveness, because nobody ever outright forgives Abuela for any of that, but they do. But Mirabel does, she recognizes and acknowledges what she's been through. And you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna talk about it, because people are like, oh, you know, I feel like they forgave her too quickly. No one said that she forgave. No one said that anyone forgave Abuela. No, but like building the house and they're getting along, that's implying that they forgave him. No, implication. No, there is no implication. You can move on and heal without outright forgiving. You can be cordial even without forgiving outright. You can accept an apology and not forgive somebody. That's you projecting. Get over it. And then there's people like, I think, no, but why didn't she apologize to every single one, for every single person, for every single thing that they did? Why didn't she apologize to Bruno? Some people are like, I think that this was too short a movie. This should have been like 2-3 hours long, because there's just so much more to go into. This is a children's movie, you fucking idiots. This is a children's movie meant to get a point across to children in a very specific amount of time. We don't have time to endgame this. This is not, Disney movies are not a space for you to play out your therapy fantasies of whatever shit that you're battling in your life that you wish would turn out a certain way, and because it didn't turn out a certain way in the movie, in your fantastical way that you wish it had been, then now all of a sudden it's so fucking flawed. And no movie is perfect, but it's flawed in that way, and all of a sudden it's like, no, because this, no, because that. Get over it, bro. If you have the access, because not everybody does, it sounds like what you need is fucking therapy. So go get a BetterHelp or Talkspace account or something, or go sign up for therapy and go talk to a professional about all of your specific little hang-ups and experiences with your fucking family and get it fixed. But a children's movie, it is not, this children's movie is not your therapy fantasy to be fulfilled. This very complicated lesson had to be something to be taught to children, also comprehended by adults, which they did a fantastic job of, an absolute fantastic job of. It's about healing, it's about accountability, it's about talking about how our elders never got to heal from some of their trauma, the trauma that they went to sometimes to get us to a place, to get their family to a place where their family could have a better life. But when we don't heal from our trauma, we end up hurting other people. That is the lesson. And in this Disney fucking movie, in this Disney lesson, of course, at the end, things materialize a little fucking quickly. But the bottom line is, Abuela says she's sorry. She says, oh, our family's broken because of me. All this. And then they rebuild and then they heal. It's a Disney movie. That's the lesson that there is to be had. We are not going to have 3 hours of the fucking madrigals going through family fucking therapy, or each fucking madrigal girl going through fucking cognitive behavioral therapy just because you've got some shit in your life that is not completely fulfilled or resolved, and you want to see it played out in some therapy fantasy in a fucking animated kids movie. Do you see how crazy that sounds? Getting on my fucking nerves, bro. Stop projecting. Go get help if that's what you need. But Disney movies, Encanto, it's not meant to be your little space for therapy fantasies. It's a children's movie.